What's up, everybody?
What's up, Coach?
Great.
Yeah.
So Jaden Reed had a big year, obviously, last year. What's he been working on to take the next step, and how has he been doing this preseason?
Well, he's been doing well. Working hard as usual. You know, he's one of the guys you have to pull back. He's a workaholic. Probably some of the main things we've been focusing on are, you know, being stronger at the catch point, getting in and out breaks, you know, just basically receiver one-on-one stuff. And, you know, he's excited about this year, you know, excited about the team, and, you know, we can't wait for Friday.
Courtney Hawkins said he was in and out of practice a little bit. Do you feel like he's at 100%? And in these early games in particular with veterans, do you kind of know what you got there, and you maybe want to see some other guys, some of the younger guys, to kind of get their feet wet, get them soaked a little?
No, we play to win, man. So we'll play the best guys every single game. We do whatever we got to do. You know, we don't count snaps. We don't do any of that. You know, stuff that was said about Jay Reed earlier, man. I mean, Jay Reed's going into his 5th year, and he's earned some days off. You know, and that's basically what that was. You know, just took a couple days to get a little rest. But he is 100% ready to go, and you know, like I said, can't wait till Friday. You know, and you know, we're practicing hard. He's working hard. You know, and you know, today from a wide receiver standpoint was a C on the field for me. So, you know, not all smiles today. So.
What about those younger guys, though, in particular? Because, I mean, once you get to this point, when you got a couple guys who had either, like Keon had limited reps, or, you know, a guy like Jeremy or Tyrell Henry, I know people have talked a lot about, and Gates, you know, how do you kind of just force feed it to them, or you kind of bring them along slowly to get them ready for Big Ten play at this point?
Well, you know, everything's a process. I mean, the entire program is process driven. So, you know, we introduce them to the offense. We see what they can absorb, we see what they can do, and we put them in situations to be successful and play to their strengths. You know, learning our offense isn't a very complex offense, but you don't learn it overnight. You know, the details of it. You know, so we'll put those guys in situations to be successful, and put them in situations that they've performed well in practice. You know, right now we've got a good group of young guys, you know, eager to play. All came from their high school. They were the guy at their high school, but there's a big difference in high school and college ball. So, you know, we'll play them, you know, as we feel like they're ready, you know, to contribute to the team in a positive way. Then, you know, they'll be out there on the field.
Courtney, Keon's a name that we've heard from almost everybody, you know, offense, defense coaches this whole month. What's he been doing in training camp to sort of get that buzz? I mean, he's on social media making plays and everything. Just what's this camp and this month been like for him?
You know, Keon's had a good camp. You know, he is. You know, we came in with an open competition. You know, at the wideout positions, and you know, we let them all know, look, let the best man win. We tried to make sure our reps were very comparable across the board, and he came out and he was given opportunities to make plays. You know, the one thing about him, you know, he's a big kid, big body. You know, Keon can run also, so you know, he's a gym rat. He loves football, you know, so he's done well, and you know, I'm excited to see, you know what he does on Friday night. You know, can he transfer things he's done in practice to game day?
Where's sort of his confidence level at? It seemed pretty high when he was in here talking to us the other day, and
He
just
doesn't lack confidence at all.
Okay.
I don't care what it's about. We could be talking about playing kickball. He's no kick in the farthest. So he doesn't lack confidence.
Is the difference for him now this year then that maybe just getting the, like you mentioned, the details of the playbook versus a year ago, he was just kind of doing everything on raw ability. Now he knows maybe more what he's doing, I guess, and can allow those talents to.
There's no doubt. I mean, he came in from from high school, you know, the best guy on his team, and a lot of what he did was based off of just being in athletic ability. Getting here, you know, learning the ABCs of being a route runner, you know, understanding, you know, blocking rules, understanding how to block, you know, understanding that, you know, no block, no rock, you know, so all of that was just, part of the maturation process, and we figured it out, and, like I said, it takes, a lot of guys when they're in high school, they want to play their first year. There are some guys that are ready. I mean, there's some guys that, it might take a season, or maybe a spring, and then, they figure out, how intense the game is, how fast the game is, how physical the game is, and then once they figure all that out and slow the game down, then we feel like they're ready to contribute and, be a part of our offense.
But you were a player, you remember going through the dog days of camp, and you're chomping at the bit to play the game.
Yeah.
What do you think their hunger factor is right now to get out there and play somebody?
Well, I'll tell you what, you get tired of beating on your teammates, so we are, the guys are excited about Friday. We really feel like, from the staff and from our head, man, we got something to prove, so every day we go out to practice, practice with a chip on our shoulder, practice physical and fast, and, I'm excited about Friday, they all are, so, and we kind of compared our days, these days are soft, man. We went 2 days back in the day. Nowadays, we get 1 or 2 practices in a row, then we got to put them in our shell. So,
what do you have to prove after 11-2?
Well, I mean, you lost 2 games. So we start out the season as, we're thinking we're going undefeated. Week in and week out. That's our approach. Getting better at the small things, getting better at the details, getting in better shape, getting stronger in the weight room. Learning how to finish, learning how to win. Tough games when you're in a dogfight. Learning how to win when everything isn't going. You're not hitting on all cylinders, but still figuring out a way to win. Those are all things that we need to do better.
What have you seen out of Trey Mosley? It seems like he's grown up a lot in the last year.
Say it again.
What have you seen out of Trey Mosley? It seems like he's kind of grown up and matured a lot in the last year.
Yeah. Trey has taken on a leadership role in our room. When we got here, we kind of challenged Trey to get out of his comfort zone. He just goes out and works, but now, we're like, look, man, we need you to talk to these young guys. We need you to pull these young guys along, and he's done a tremendous job of doing that. And I think it's actually helped him to be, a better wideout because it's forced him to, focus more on the details. I pushed Trey to be a better route runner, to work on the ABCs of being a wideout, getting in and out of breaks, using your hands, being physical at the break point, catch point. So he's taken all that and absorbed it, and he played well towards the end of the year, and I think the sky's the limit for Trey.
Jay last month had said that he thought this was the best group of wide receivers in the Big Ten. I guess where do you see the group overall compared to a year ago? You lose Jalen, but some of these younger guys, and you see progress from a guy like Keon and Trey and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I'd say ask me in about 4 weeks. I'll let you know. I think we got some talent in the room. Guys that I think the biggest thing is we had a lot of guys that we have some good receivers. We created great competition within the room, which kind of pushed the ceiling of our room, which is what we want on our team. We want that in actually every single position room. So, in about a month, man, ask me again. Let me see what we transfer from the practice field to the game field and making plays and winning our one-on-one matchups and all that good stuff.
How much, with being a wide receiver, we talked about Keon and his confidence, how much do guys at that position in particular need to kind of straddle that line between confident and cocky?
Speaking from the mind of a wideout, you gotta have some swagger about you to play this position. I love guys that are confident, and there is a fine line where being confident and being cocky, where you can be a problem in the room and stuff like that. It's not that. He's a confident kid. He's confident in his ability. And as a wideout coach, you love that. Those are the kind of guys that I want to recruit. I want to recruit guys who want to be great, and sometimes not afraid to tell you how great they are. And then I challenge them. Look, can you back all that talk up? Let's back it up on the practice field and transfer it to the game on Friday and Saturday. So.
How does that translate in the relationship with quarterbacks? You know, sometimes you see friction with that, but sometimes you see receivers and quarterback kind of elevating with that kind of.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the whole confidence thing with him is that there's not any debate. There's not any like, I was open and you threw a bad ball type of deal, or I'm always open. He's not that kind of guy. He's just, he's a good kid that is confident in his ability. But it's not overwhelming. It's not like it's here comes Keon, and he comes in the room and he's the biggest thing in the room. It's not that. It's just that every single guy that plays on our team that actually plays and contributes has they got great confidence. They got a little ego about them, a little edge about them, which as a coach, you know that.
Yeah, I wasn't talking so much about Keon, just more about the position with a quarterback too. You know what I mean?
And
because confident quarterbacks have a different kind of swagger. Do they kind of bring each other along?
Yeah, I think it complements each other. As a wide out man, you got to be confident in what you're doing, and you got to be able to walk the walk and sometimes talk the talk. Which we don't talk here, but I did it for a lot of years, man. So the thought process of playing, when it's time to compete, I'm the baddest guy out there. So that's the kind of confidence, a lot of what my guys do actually starts with me, because I always talk to them about, I'm fortunate to coach wideouts, but I'm a wide receiver at heart, so so a lot of times I know exactly what they're thinking. When they're not getting the ball, I understand the feelings, I understand everything they're going through, because I've been there and done that, so I kind of know how to navigate them through it, because I've actually lived it, and it's what I am.
How does having Jaden back helps you coach the younger guys this fall camp?
Well, just the fact that, one of the best players on your team, one of your best players on your team and one of the best players in the entire country comes down and works his tail off every day in practice. First in all the drills. He's in his book in meetings. Sits in the front row in meetings with his notepad out. In our big team meeting and in my position room. So then the younger guys take a look and say, oh, wow, look what Jay Reed's doing. And definitely as a coach, I point that out, like, look, this guy's on every watch list, he's an All-American, watch what he's doing, because what he's doing is what you need to be doing. And so it just, it helps to push the ceiling, and one thing with him, if they try to outwork him, it just pushes him to work harder, so it's great to have him in the room.
Given the talent available and if need be, do you think that this offense could be a pass-centric offense?
I think our offense, we'll do whatever it takes to win. We'll do whatever it takes. Whether we can pound the team and run the ball 40 times, or it takes us, having to throw the ball 50 times. I think we have those kind of dudes on our team that we can take what the defense is giving us. And there's some things, we will make a decision to say, what, we're running the ball on this play, or we're throwing the ball on this play. And I think we got those kind of athletes to be able to make those decisions and be able to execute.
How much do you think the win against Pittsburgh, Peachbowl, kind of gave you that confidence that you could do that, because you made it hit with the ball 50 times?
The win in Pittsburgh, it's kind of exactly what I said. We did what we had to do. We didn't run the ball that great, but we were able to start throwing the ball in the second half and kind of open the game up. Anytime you win, great confidence. We came out of that game with great confidence, wishing there was another game.
You mentioned process driven. Mel mentions it all the time, but what does that really mean to you?
Well, there's a process of how we do things. From a receiver standpoint, making sure that basically we start out teaching from the ground up. Making sure that our guys are very detail oriented. Always taking notes. We're big on technique and fundamentals. Just making sure that we're hammering home the technique and fundamentals. Also talking about mental and physical and emotional toughness. that's all part of the process of building, part of building a true Spartan dog. So.
Your first 2 years, you guys haven't played maybe a ton of receivers every week. Just how deep, do you think that'll change this year? Do you think you can go a little deeper? Do you want to go a little deeper, or do you kind of think it'll look similar to the last couple of years with just sort of your top group and rolling a lot with them at heavy snaps for the most part?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. We'll start out with our dudes, the guys that are our starters, and then we definitely. I think we may play some more guys than we played in the past, possibly. But it's like I say, man, we play to win. And we do what it got to take. So we prepare our guys to play 60 minutes. We prepare our wideouts and everybody on our team. We got to go 75 plays on offense, and you got to play 65 of them. We condition you that way, mentally and physically, to get it done. So, it's hard to say. Standing here, we'll see how the flow of the game goes, and we'll see who gets in there.
Could you speak to sort of your own, I don't know if development's the right word, but just your third season of coaching at this level, and now maybe more of a normal year than the past few, and just, your comfort, your confidence with what you've learned. What's this been like, now going into year 3 for you?
I mean, it's been everything, I thought it would be. For me, coaching wideouts is, it's like putting on a pair of pants. I mean, like I tell everybody, man, I'm a wideout at heart, and probably the biggest learning thing is, everything that goes on off the field in college ball and all that. But coaching wideouts, man, it is easy. I mean, doing something I love to do, something I've been doing since I was 5 years old. So I don't know, man. I mean, college ball is exactly what I thought it would be. Recruiting is different. With everything that goes on now, with NIL and all that stuff, that changes every single day. But coaching wideouts and pointing to guys on and off the field and helping take these young boys and helping to turn them into young men is what I do. That's easy.
Jeremy Bernard, how's he been coming along, and how much did it help that he was there in the spring?
He's been coming along great, man. Being a mid-year for him was huge. Gave him an opportunity to learn the offense. And one of the things was it gave me an opportunity to learn the offense and then go through it again this fall, and you could just see everything slowing down for him. When things start to slow down for a wideout, that means you start to understand the detail, you start to recover and you start to understand where you're supposed to be in these different schemes that we're running. So he had a really good camp, and really good kid, man. Really good kid, fun to coach. He's a gym rat. I put him out of the room, and he's gonna help us out.
I heard you say, this isn't really that important, but I heard you say one of those mic'd up things, there's only 4 times you stretched the ball. Just curious what those are.
So the 4 times, you have no idea how many people hit me up on social media.
Ask them about that.
They're like, what's the answers?
I was curious.
All right, so let me make sure I got them down. There is end of the half, end of the game, 4th down, and when you're going for a 2-point conversion.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. Go ahead and tweet it out. It hit me for it.
There you go.
Okay, appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Courtney.